So Matt, how much rent should my multifamily pull in? What's a perfect return on investment, aka ROI? What is that?
Great question. I got an answer for you. So I like to speak from my opinion, and my opinion comes from my experience as well. Through the multifamilies that I own and the other multifamilies that I've helped other customers own, I've got a really good sense of how to make sense of buying a multifamily and what it's supposed to do and why you're supposed to buy it. When you're buying a multifamily, it's less about aesthetics and style than it is more so location and rentability. You buy investment properties to receive an ROI, so that way you make money. It's a secondary source of income aside from your full-time job.
Yeah.
It's a way to diversify your assets and make your money work for you. So if you're gonna buy a multifamily, the first priority is to make sure that you get your proper ROI. And in a perfect scenario, you should be receiving 1% of the total value in monthly rent. So if the house is worth $400,000, you should be able to get a total rent with the whole house rented out for at least $4,000 a month. Now, does that math always work out perfect? No. Sometimes it's like 0.8%, 0.9%. But if you're looking at a place and the rent is 0.5%, then it's really not worth the $400,000 that you're being asked to pay or the sellers are offering. If the current tenant's rent schedule and rent payment doesn't match this equation of 1% of the value, then that might not necessarily mean that it's a bad multifamily and you shouldn't buy it. You have to talk with your real estate professionals about what the market rent is in the area. But if I was to sell one of my multifamilies and my rent was too low for the market, as a person that I'm not going to own this house anymore, I'm no longer going to be the landlord. I'm not going to take on the responsibility of increasing my tenant's rent because it's not going in my pocket. I'm selling the home. Some home buyers out there that are listening need to be prepared to take on the responsibility of having to correct the rent roll, or wait until the tenant leaves and you have a new window of opportunity to get a new tenant in for the proper rent. But that's a waiting game. I mean, when you buy a multifamily, you're taking out a 30-year mortgage. It's going to take 30 years to pay it off. If it's not correct just right off the jump, you have a little bit of time. It's a long game. Like, you have to play the long game. So location, health and safety, those are the important parts with buying a multifamily. And you'll always have tenants, and they're always going to want to pay on time if you buy the right place. So I always use that 1% rule. And then that's for homeowners and new landlords. If you also follow that 1% rule as an investor, so if you're not going to live in it, but you just want to buy it as an investment property, that 1% rule will always ensure that your rent covers your mortgage and it subsidizes your mortgage payment. So therefore, you never have to use any of your income from either your other multifamilies or from your job that you actually have that pays to qualify, because the rent is what fuels the fire there.